We come here to verse 9 of the 5th chapter of the Gospel of John. In this story that John is telling, Jesus has encountered a paralytic man who was there at the pool, and of course asked the man if he wishes to be made whole. The man has made his excuses that when the water is stirred, which would presumably give rise to a power of healing, no one is there to carry him in. He's a lonely man. He's living in his malady, completely isolated from others apparently, until Jesus has now arrived and put this question to him. And of course, Jesus, rather than engaging in a further conversation, simply gives the man a command. We saw that in the last time, to rise up, to take up his bed, and to walk. And really, we have the evidence of faith at this point, as we hear John tell us, kai and eutheos. This is the word that means immediately. Two words commonly used, really synonymous in the New Testament, euthus and eutheos. Both of them imply something that takes place immediately in time. Immediately, egeneto. It's a word we've seen several times, of course, in John's Gospel, from genomai, which means I become. This is the aorist, third person singular, aorist active indicative, it became. And so immediately it became, or in this case he, ho anthropos, he became, hugies. It's the word we saw earlier when Jesus asked the man if he wanted to be made whole. This was the word that was used. It means to be made whole as in sound in health, the exact idea that we would expect here. So the man became whole. This is nominative because the word genomai takes the predicate nominative. So the man became whole, kai eren. Again from iro, we saw this in the previous verse, I take up, I take away. This is the aorist, third person singular, active indicative. So he was made whole, he became whole, and took up ton krabaton. Saw this also in the previous verse, his bed, his cot, out to, of him. Third person, genitive, masculine, singular, pronoun, kai peripate. This is from peripateo, it means I walk. This is in the imperfect. And so what we have here is the third person singular, imperfect active indicative, and he was walking away. That's the idea. Ein, from ami, I am. This is the third person singular, imperfect of the verb of being. Was, de, but, or and, soft conjunction, but it was Sabbaton, the Sabbath, in Akene, that te, the hemera. So that day was the Sabbath. This rather subtle conjunction sort of suggests to us that there's a bit of foreboding about this. Jesus has done this astonishing miracle, healing a man 38 years in that condition, and yet, as it turns out, this healing has been effected on the Sabbath day, and we can almost sense that as the story unfolds, that's going to become a critical part of the unfolding drama.